You know, I forgot what a bitch it was to take off this rear valve cover. So I'm going to actually tell you exactly, like after you take off the upper intake manifold and you go around, you get the, you get these bolts. There's 6 of them, right? You really want to take off your power steering and also your fuel line because you might break it. It'll be in the way. You got like a couple clips. There's a clip there and there's a clip there. Okay, and that's what it looks like. The right angle one is towards the inside of the car. It goes on this way. Okay, like that. In case you forget. And you got this bracket. You might want to have to push back a little bit. That's you're holding your that bracket back here. The one I'm pointing to right here. That you might want to push back a little bit because it might get in the way of the valve cover. You know, it depends on because if you're working on taking off the upper, see right here, that's your upper power steering bracket. That's the one you got to take that bolt out and loosen up this bolt, and the ones on the bottom to swing it out when you get to the timing belt. The jerk that freaking put this engine in this car could have hammered out the body a little more. Give him a little more room in this bullshit. Fucking yo-yos. Never designed this shit. But you take out these two 10mm bolts over here, and that'll give you some room to lift that hose up because the hose will be right over the valve cover in the back. You know, I mean, you can kind of squeeze it out of there, but then again, yes and no. And also, if you move this up out of the way, there's a, I don't know if you can see it back there, there's a, actually I can see I got a notch cut in my freaking timing cover, see it? So I can read the timing. But there's a couple bolts, and they go one in here and one in here on the top. They're 10mm, and one of them you got to get with an open end. And then you got these two hoses. I'm not going to even take this hose off because I want to clean this really good. Clean that chemically down there, and put this shit on it called because they were changed only 7 years ago. Man, they should last more than 7 years. This crap, 99 MA. So, but actually, I forgot, man. That thing is a bitch to take off, man. I knew there was something about it. That's why I didn't want to do it. I did the front one only, and it did work. It did work. It stopped the leak. I think the back one's leaking. Something's leaking. It's not the cam cover seals. It's not the crank seal. Something's leaking from it. I figured, well, it's probably that because the front one was leaking pretty bad. Now it's stopped. There's no smoke coming out from the exhaust. That shit actually worked. So the thing is, this kind of like the metal edge here goes on the metal, but I don't know, that shit seemed to hold it. It held it. So fuck it. Anyway, no, I don't have to change it, man. But it is a pain in the ass just to get at this back one. So after you take all that upper intake crap off, and if you got to change, here's the O-rings right here. See, these are still good. They're still good. But those are the O-rings. You know, you might want to spray some of that red shit on top of this too and clean those O-rings, because then it'll really make a good seal. That crap is good because that's the only gasket crap I know, I'll show it to you again, that you can use with rubber or metal. It's not, it's some kind of red spray. This shit is, I don't think too many people know about it, but it works, man. That's why I can reuse gaskets. I can reuse the metal gaskets. I can reuse rubber as long as they're not cracked. It always works. But I put these in 2007, so I guess maybe they're 8 years old. They're still good. Anyway, what a pain in the ass, man. What a freaking pain in the ass. Anyway, so you can see just give you a good shot. You can see there's a bolt there and a bolt there. So, you know, and looking at how wet it is back there. See how wet it is back there? Yeah, that's where it's leaking from, the valve cover. See that? That's where it's leaking from. So we'll get this straightened out. That's a pain in the ass just taking off that, just even after you take the intake off. That's what this engine really, but the 2.7 is even freaking worse than this damn thing. And I don't know what the hell they're making today, but I'll guarantee I wouldn't want one. I think my next car is going to be a CJ7 Jeep. Screw this bullshit. 76, whatever the hell they make them around there.